The Verdant Maw had consumed 43 expeditions before humanity even learned of its existence. Ambassador Kirthak of the Zenari Consortium stood before the United Earth delegation, his chitinous plates clicking nervously. "You must understand," he said, his translator rendering his distress in flat, emotionless tones that belied the trembling of his antennae. "Viridio 7 is not merely dangerous. It is malevolent." Captain Sarah Chen leaned forward, her dark eyes studying the holographic projection of the planet. Dense green covered 98% of the surface, a writhing mass of vegetation that seemed to pulse with predatory intent, even in the static image. "Malevolent," she repeated. "That's a strong word for a jungle, Ambassador." 43 expeditions, Kirthak insisted. The Hralnak sent their best warriors extinct. The synthetic Dravix collective deployed autonomous drones, consumed, reprogrammed, turned against them. Even the ethereals, beings of pure energy, were somehow trapped and dissipated within its depths. He paused, his mandibles working soundlessly. "We believed nothing could survive Viridio 7. Nothing should want to." Dr. Marcus Webb, the expedition's xenobotanist, couldn't hide his excitement. "But the mineral deposits are worthless if you're dead," Kirthak snapped, then caught himself. "Forgive me. But the rare earth elements beneath that jungle could rebuild a dozen civilizations. We know. We've tried for 3 centuries to reach them. The jungle always wins." Chen smiled, and something in that expression made the ambassador's plates rattle with unease. "Ambassador, has anyone told you where humans evolved?" 6 weeks later, the human expedition made planetfall. The jungle attacked before they'd finished unloading the landers. Vines shot from the canopy like striking serpents, wrapping around Specialist Rodriguez's ankle. He calmly pulled out a machete, a primitive blade that made the observing aliens gasp, and severed the appendage in one practiced stroke. "Contact," he reported casually, applying a chemical spray to the writhing vine section. It withered instantly. "Same stuff we use on kudzu back home." The team moved in formation, a pattern refined over millennia of human warfare. Chen led from the center while scouts ranged ahead and heavies covered the flanks. Every member carried tools that would have seemed barbaric to the watching galaxy. Blades, fire starters, chemical sprays, even simple sticks sharpened to points. On the observation ship orbiting above, a dozen species watched the human biosigns on their sensors, taking bets on how long they'd survive. The jungle threw everything at them. Carnivorous flowers released paralytic spores, but humans had encountered worse in Earth's own Amazon, and their filters held. Camouflaged predators struck from the shadows, but humans had evolved hunting things that hunted them, and their pattern recognition was unmatched. Trees shifted position to block paths, but humans simply burned new ones or climbed over, or tunneled under with a cheerful persistence that bordered on insanity. "They're still alive," a Hralnak observer whispered on the 3rd day. "How?" a human liaison officer smiled. "Because we're from Earth. Viridio 7 is hostile, sure. But Earth spent 4 billion years trying to kill us. This is just Tuesday. By the end of the first week, the humans had established a base camp in the heart of territory that had devoured armies." Chen stood in the clearing they'd carved, not blasted, carved with careful attention to drainage and wind patterns, and surveyed their work. Solar panels covered the canopy access points they'd created. Water purification systems hummed, processing the toxic local groundwater into something drinkable. A perimeter of fire-resistant plants they'd bioengineered on the fly kept the aggressive jungle at a manageable distance. Dr. Webb emerged from the jungle, his suit covered in a luminescent fungus he was somehow using as a natural light source. "Captain, you need to see this. The jungle isn't just aggressive, it's intelligent. Collective intelligence like a neural network. Can we communicate with it?" "We are communicating with it." Webb grinned. "Every time we cut back its growth, mark our territory, use fire to clear space, we're speaking its language. The language of competition, and I think it's starting to respect us." He was right. The attacks grew less frequent, more probing. The jungle tested them, and the humans answered each test with casual competence born of surviving on a death world for 300,000 years. When the drilling equipment finally arrived, the jungle barely resisted. The humans had proven themselves worthy denizens of this hostile world. Perhaps the first species that understood survival not as avoidance, but as constant cheerful struggle. 3 months after planetfall, Captain Chen transmitted her report to the Galactic Council. Base camp established. Mining operations at 60% capacity. Casualty rate 0 fatalities, 3 minor injuries. The jungle of Viridio 7 has been cooperative. In the council chambers, stunned silence reigned. How? Kirthak finally asked. Chen's image smiled from the view screen. Behind her, human workers moved through the jungle in a complex dance of coexistence with one of the galaxy's deadliest environments. You asked where humans evolved, Ambassador. Earth has jungles too. Places where every plant, animal, and microbe competed in an arms race of lethality. The Amazon. The Congo, Southeast Asian rainforests that literally try to rot you alive. She gestured to the green hell behind her. The difference is we didn't avoid our jungles. We went into them. We learned from them. We made them part of us. Her smile widened. You see a devouring maw. We see home. The transmission ended, leaving the council to contemplate a disturbing truth. They had feared Viridio 7 because it was hostile to life. Humans thrived there because life on Earth had always been hostile, and humanity had never learned to back down from a fight, especially one that could be won with enough stubbornness, ingenuity, and the willingness to look at a planet-wide predator and say, "We've dealt with worse." The galaxy's most dangerous jungle had finally met its match, a species too stubborn to know when they were beaten, and too adaptable to stay beaten even when they did. Humanity had entered the verdant maw, and for the first time in recorded history, the maw had blinked first.